so excited.
It's time for Two Guys and a Goalie with Dustin Nielson, Matt Kassian, and the goalie, Joaquin Gage.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. Happy lunch hour, everybody. Reed Wilkins in for Dustin Nielson today. Dustin is going to cover a Canadian Football League playoff game. Ooh. I think he's doing muttel and ham on Sunday, which I expect. Well, I don't want to give my picks yet. That's for tomorrow's Reed Wilkins show.
Is that what he's eating, or is that the game?
He's eating a muttel ham sandwich.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Do you think when he's gone to Montreal, by the way, that's Joaquin Gage and Matt Kassian joining us as well. Do you think, I've never asked Dustin this, because we kind of mock his eating habits, his lack of adventurous eating habits, and gently try to get him to expand new boundaries comfortably. Do you think he's ever had the smoked meat in Montreal? No. He hasn't? That's confirmed,
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's never even taken a bite of one? Because I don't feel that is... I just heard Cass mumble something in disgust. Sorry, Cass, I'll shut up in a second, maybe around 12:58. But because I feel as if trying that type of sandwich is not overly adventurous. Like, I understand, okay, some people don't want to try sushi, especially if it's with the raw. Like, actually, there's a lot of sushi that are quite normal rolls just with cucumber or avocado or whatever. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I could understand maybe Dustin doesn't want to dive into a lamb and goat stew or something like that, you know, in some sort of exotic spice. I get that, but just to try like a sandwich just with a slightly different type of deli meat in it. But his boundaries are he's on a small field.
Yeah, I know. It's
like I wonder if you just told him it was just a sandwich. Just say, Dusty, here's a sandwich. Like, do you think he would take a bite, or is he going to be like too concerned about what's inside of it?
Oh, he panics. There's actual fear in his face. Like 2 years ago at the Damon Bunting Classic, he was so hesitant to try lobster. Right?
Oh, that lobster was good too.
I know. And I think I did get him to actually eat it, but he didn't know how. Like if I let him go at it, he'd probably think he'd think he was a mermaid and just go right down on the shell and everything. But he had, I go, dip it in the garlic butter. And then he goes, oh, this is quite good. I go, yeah, it's all about the garlic butter. But with the sandwich itself, if you'd have to tell him, Dusty, it's meat, bread, and cheese, part of your three major food groups that you are accustomed to. So yeah, but he's scared to try things. Very scared to try things.
But that wouldn't have that type of a sandwich. What is it? Smoked meat? Am I remembering right? Montreal smoked meat. Yeah. It's sort of like pastrami, right?
Yeah,
similar. Yeah. I don't consider that having a very strong flavor that would be repulsive to somebody. Like I'm fairly open-minded with food, but there's things I've tried and I didn't like, so I say, hey, I don't want to have it again.
Yeah.
So, and usually those things have a sharper flavor or something I'm not used to, but it's not like I like chips. So if you're like, well, here's a chip flavor you haven't tried, okay, I'll try it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, oh, I can't try a different flavor. To me, it's just a different flavor of, like you guys were saying, a very common item.
Yeah.
That's quite good.
No, like I don't like salt and vinegar chips. But they're quite popular. And for some reason, I just do not like. I'll try, and I'll keep trying it because it's kind of like smoking. When you see someone smoke, they look cool, and you try to do it, and you just can't.
That's what made you wanted to try smoking one day?
Well,
you thought someone looked cool doing it?
I don't want to throw a lot of my old teammates under the bus, but in one of my last years in Prince Albert, most of the guys smoked, and it looked so cool. So I bought a carton of Marlboro Lights when we went on our U.S. swing and brought them back. And I tried, and I couldn't do it. And then on my drive home from PA back to Vancouver, I tried smoking on the way, and I couldn't do it. And I threw them out at the next stop. And I go, I can't smoke.
Yeah. I've probably had 10 to 15 cigars in my life.
Yeah.
You know, I can get through those, and
I don't even like
usually
those.
a social situation.
Yeah.
But anyway, we are off and rolling here on Two Guys and a Goalie. It will not just be all food, though someday it might be. If any of my colleagues can hear, I think we've lost Cass, unless you're on YouTube. He's holding himself in a very unique position, perhaps doing a stretch for several minutes. So I don't think he can come through on the audio either. So we'll reconnect there. Of course, Two Guys and a Goalie, as always, presented by GS Construction. GS Construction hiring now. GS is looking for experienced pipe layers, operators, topmen, and superintendents. You can visit gsconstruction.ca. So we have a lot of stuff to get to. I think a lot of it's going to be kind of fun, or maybe just a little bit of different from the guys today. We will talk about the Oilers' schedule and how they are or aren't using it. And, of course, the Colorado Avalanche are coming to town on Saturday. So that's an 8 o'clock game. So we'll have the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 7 with Tom Gazzola. You know what, guys? So first of all, minor technical glitch here. For those of you, well, I know there's a lot of you, so maybe it's not minor. For those of you who usually text in, we can't get text right now. 780-218-9999. So we'll work on that. But you can post in the nasty chat if you're on the audio stream. If you have a question, you can pop into YouTube if you have time and put it there. Or you can email reid@edmontonsportstalk.com. That's REID. And if you are on the YouTube stream, give us a thumbs up. Let's see if we can get to 100 thumbs in a 1 hour show over the course of the hour. That'd be pretty fun. You know what, Gager and Cass, when we get them back, this is, we had some, we scrambled for some ideas.
Yeah.
Gager and I had a meeting at 11:57 to put the show together. But I'll tell you what, Calvin put this in the chat like before the show even started. So this, we might as well get to Calvin Van Dazzelaar. We know him. He was, we've seen him at all our events and at the Estes. He said, how real is the Stanley Cup hangover when it comes to physical and mental health? The Oilers, he says they, meaning the Oilers, have played more games in 2 years than anyone else. They seem to want to play low-event hockey, but get caught. I mean, that's a good question, and that often comes up. And look, the Panthers have played a lot of games over 3 years.
Yeah.
Because don't forget, they've been to 3 consecutive finals. The Florida Panthers, by the way, are currently last in the Eastern Conference, but they're 500. The East is crazy. Montreal has the best points, the most points in the East with 19. Florida is last with 13. They're 6-6-1. So winning percentage-wise, points percentage-wise, Florida is slightly behind Edmonton. No, we know the Panthers are without a couple of key players. I don't know, Gager. Is there a hangover for teams that go deep? Or is this something that we talk about selectively only when a good team from last year starts poorly? And he mentioned physical and mental well-being or fatigue coming back to a new season.
I think there must be, because that's compared to most other players or teams. Let's just say if you're out in the first round, there's still two months usually that guys are going to continue to play. Where I think for the most part, most of these guys take 2, maybe at most 3 weeks off, but they're probably still probably playing pickleball and doing some activity like playing golf. Like they're still somewhat active. It's not just all sitting on the couch eating smoked meat and salt and vinegar chips, right? But I think that ability to just get your body kind of, okay, you start at scratch, you start building yourself up to get to a point where maybe you're not peaking physically at camp, but you're using camp as that final building block to get ready for the regular season. And so physically, I think you're kind of behind the 8 ball where compared to other players of what you can accomplish to get your body right. So just on that sense, yeah, you're mentally on the side of like to recharge that battery is, you know, if you win, it's great. Like, but I think the first thing that always goes through my mind when I see a team lose in a final was, I don't know if it's just me, I go, gosh, I got to do these 82 games again just to get back to to get a chance to play again. So yeah, I do think there's a little bit of a hangover, especially with these two teams. But I think for the Florida Panthers, I think it's a little bit easier because they've tasted victory. You know, everyone talks about when you win, you want to win again, right? And the heartbreak and the sense of failure that the Oilers have had, I think that's a little bit tougher mentally to get over that hump, knowing how much work it takes that you have to put into to get back to where you want to be.
Yeah. Cass, were you able to hear any of that, or were you totally disconnected?
I was totally, I plugged in my light because it's dark and cloudy outside. And so I'm like, I'm going to need to plug in my light because I look weird. And I plugged it in and my computer is like, nope, and completely shut itself off. Like we're not talking like just like flickered for a second. It's like it turned itself all the way off. And then took 8 million years to restart because of who knows what updates and all that. So no, I didn't hear any of it, but I kind of picked up at the end. So my assumption is we're talking about the Edmonton Oilers in a almost Stanley Cup hangover and just not having the fire or desire to play again, because that's sure what it looks like they have going on right now.
Yes.
Yeah, that was Calvin's question was, where is it now? I got to scroll back because he put it in. How real is a Stanley Cup hangover when it comes to physical and mental health? The Oilers have played more games in 2 years than anyone else. They seem to want to play low event hockey, but get caught when the other team finds a different gear. And so, of course, I bundled the Panthers into that because they've been to the Cup final 3 consecutive years. So they've played a ton of hockey over the last 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that winning by the Florida Panthers, is, you guys already mentioned, like, I think that does factor into it, where you've tasted it and you've now twice in a row and it's like, oh, we want it again. Where Edmonton, it's like you're coming off such a disappointment with it that it just eats into you a little bit. And I have some grace for that, guys. Like I have some, like, I understand, but it's been over 10 games and we haven't seen a 2 or 3 game stretch of them playing good hockey. So like, I think, not to say you make excuses, but it's like, I understand the first block of games, like through exhibition, that first 10 games this season where you're just kind of not feeling it, but we're past the point where that should be a thing.
Yeah.
Aren't we? Like should that not have been locked up by game 10?
Yeah, because like we're comparing them to the Panthers in this sense, I think, right? And the Panthers are arguably without their best players. And they're still keeping their heads above water, even though they're last. Their point totals don't reflect really a last place team. A couple wins and they find themselves right back into it. Whereas on the other side of things, although there are a few key people out of the lineup, it's not their best players out of the lineup for the Edmonton Oilers. So, yeah, I understand it, but and we talk about them scoring goals and there's no emotion, right? Like that extra little bit to get engaged. After Connor McDavid's goal, that's the first time I've seen him show something where it wasn't a joyous goal. It was like an angry let's go goal, right? And that can even be more effective. Oh, our captain's fired up here. He scored a goal. He's mad. He reestablished that 2-goal lead. Let's get this thing done. But it didn't work.
No. Yeah, it's interesting that this whole discussion we've been having periodically in other seasons, but especially this season. And so last year, the Oilers had pretty good success in overtime, right? They won 5 of the 6 games. They went to an overtime because Leon got 4 goals. Kapanen got 1. They lost the double overtime game when Marchand scored on the breakaway. The biggest celebration was Marchand's.
Yeah.
Like, you remember he curled around and he was leaping along the boards. I mean, certainly Leon was happy and did the, the come hug me or cheer guys. And captain. It was exciting, but maybe I'm cherry picking here, but and I've criticized a lot of things about Marchand that I don't like, but he's 37, 38, jumping around like he'd never scored an overtime goal before, but he was in that moment. Guys, I just scored a double overtime goal in the NHL. Yes, it's my job, but man, oh man, isn't this exciting as opposed to that sort of like, yeah, okay, well, I'm supposed to do that.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. Don't even high five me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Okay, let's go.
I don't get it. Let's get back to center. Let's get this face off. Let's get this game over with. Right? Like that's kind of what it sometimes looks like. I mean, and maybe it does take some time to get those juices flowing. I mean, they should be a little bit. I don't know if angry is the right word, but maybe additional motivation to start having a little bit more success here. And maybe it takes, because we always see it with the Oilers, it seems like they play to the level of their competition. And the best players in the league, when they go up against each other, there is a certain tendency to try to outdo their opponents, right? So this Saturday, you got the big matchup, McDavid, McKinnon. Usually there's a little bit of fireworks on both sides. So hopefully you can see that draw a little bit more passion out of this game to show who's best. Because McKinnon's gonna he's a bull in a china shop.
Yeah. Cass, did you have a goal celebration? Did you have something choreographed or something standard that you would do every time you scored?
Well, like what? I mean, it's not like it happened that often.
Well, no, it happened enough.
No, I let it go. Just do it. Do what comes to you in the moment. Like just go with the feeling. But it's so rare for me. It was like you embrace the moment, right? You're just too happy to think of something or to plan something. If I would have been scoring all the time, I would have come up with all kinds of choreography. I would have had fun with it, and I just as much like to make people mad. I would have loved that. Like if I scored goals all the time, I would have been a big jerk with how I celebrated.
Dances, different ones for different arenas, different goalies.
Different arenas, different goalies, different fans, different guys that you don't like on the other teams, to try to make them angry, like copying other guys' ones. Like I love that. Like when you mock them, like you do the other guy's celebration, like that sort of stuff. Like I would have been all over that. All over it.
I've never, I always thought, and I said it to guys, but they never did it. I told him, guys with the shotgun or whatever, for something special though, I would say play the cello, but the big cello. Like grab another guy's stick, put your stick down, and start playing the cello in the corner. I think that would be great. Great celebration.
With the cello.
Hey? Yeah, so the guys you score. The guy comes in, you grab his stick, you put one down, and you use the stick and
you grab the other guy's stick.
Or a
pretty
good.
Yeah, teammates.
And then you use your own stick
or whatever.
as the cello.
Maybe it's an imaginary, but I something unique.
That would be unique.
Yeah.
I'm a little weirded out by this now. It's like the woman from The Living Daylights. Didn't she play the cello?
I think so. Yeah, she did.
For the standing bass. Cass, I got to apologize. I just looked up your stats. I thought you scored more than you did. I apologize.
Well, thanks for pointing it out.
I knew the NHL numbers. I knew. I thought that was the big season.
Well, I scored in junior too. Yeah. It was steady. It wasn't like it was all the time. But even then, it was like just soak it in. I don't know. I just never about choreographing too much. And I know I joke about it right now, but I don't know. I mean, to me, it's like it's always exciting. Like it's a happy moment. It's a fun moment. Be excited. Depends where your teammates are. Depends on the goal. Like there's so much that factors into it that I'm like, you can't choreograph it. You can't. You just gotta let it go. Let it. Isn't it?
Oh my goodness, I've never seen that.
Frozen.
No, I know what it's from. Well, why would I watch that film?
Do you watch any Pixar movies?
Yes,
they're all good.
Okay,
they're all pretty good.
Is that Pixar?
Yeah.
Is Frozen Pixar?
Or is that a Disney? Or are they the same thing now?
They're
Did Disney buy Pixar at one point?
They are all the same.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Pixar, I think. Okay.
Yeah. All right. I want to get to this. Just some news here from around the league. A note that I'm seeing. Some people have put in the nasty chat as well, and I've just looked on Twitter. It looks like Jordan Kyrou will be scratched tonight.
Wow.
As the St. Louis Blues play Buffalo. I'll have to respectfully ask Oilers fans to forget about Monday. That was the exception. The St. Louis Blues stink. My preseason Stanley Cup pick. Last year, I cursed the Nashville Predators. This year, I have cursed the St. Louis Blues. So Kyrou, I mean, maybe not their best player. I mean, they got Thomas and...
Wasn't he the one that gave it to the fans and then they booed him and then he was quite emotional when he was like first star and they cheered him afterwards in St. Louis?
When was that?
Is that 2 years ago?
Vaguely
I don't remember that. I don't remember that. What I know is the guy scores goals. That's what I know.
Oh, he said something about Berube and then got booed.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago. Yeah.
But then, I remember him crying in the dressing room afterwards.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I'm not going to play the interview. But anyway, yeah. So the Blues not doing well. And Kyrou, I mean, one of their most likely guys to score a goal. It looks like he's going to be scratched tonight. So now I know we're getting, of course, well, why doesn't this happen to Bouchard? See, Montgomery can man up and Knobloch can't. That's a pretty bold move, though.
Yeah. I mean, did you notice him the game against the Oilers, though? I mean, the only reason I noticed him is because Hernan said in our parlay that he said Kyrou was going to score, I think, and he didn't score. So, or get a point. I think it was. But that's the only reason I noticed him. I didn't think he had a particularly good game.
Yeah.
So
do you guys think he's being traded?
Well, that's going to be the talk now, right?
Ooh.
They're holding him out. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else from any quotes from Montgomery or anything like that. But I'm just getting all this on the fly here.
I mean,
like his production, it's not like it's been horrible. It's not been fantastic, but it's not been horrible. 4 goals, 4 assists for 8 points, 14 games. I mean, he's -8, right? The team hasn't been great outside of Edmonton.
It's funny now seeing people who tweet about the Blues are arguing over who should be scratched. That it was time to scratch somebody, but the coach is scratching the wrong person. Should be Buchnevich. Should be whoever. Kyrou is not the problem. What about this guy? What about this guy? So, yeah, anyway, that's fairly significant, though. I mean, what would that equivalent be to the Oilers? Like them scratching, not McDavid or Draisaitl, perhaps.
That's like Nuge,
maybe? Or,
yeah. I would say Nuge.
Yeah.
So how would the rest of the team deal with that? Would they be like, okay, one of us deserved it, it's too bad it's him? Or like I would feel like, okay, coach, yeah, we suck, but he might score a goal. Like, how is this going to help us, you know?
Obviously trying to get some emotion out of his team, right? They're tied with Calgary for last in the West with a game in hand on the Flames. So that's, but no, I think it might be a coach because when did Montgomery's been there a year now, essentially, right? Because it was,
I think so.
It was Bannister,
probably December-ish.
It was around this time when did he get fired from Boston and go straight to St. Louis?
No, he was.
Or was he let go earlier?
He didn't coach for, what's the timing here?
Oh, there was yeah, you're right.
Well, maybe, was it the same year? Let me check here.
Anyways.
Oh, no. Yeah, 5 days. Yeah, you're right,
Yeah.
Gager. He was out of work for 5 days.
That's
He was
great.
fired by Boston November 19th. They'd started 8-9-3, which I think is probably a better pace than they played the rest of the season because they weren't very good. November 24th. He got a 5-year contract from the Blues. Like most coaches get 3, and they went 35-18-7 under him.
Yeah,
Because I think they were the best team in the second half of the season, or one of them.
So, I mean, this is a coach trying to get something out of his players, to me. Now, the response is what you're talking about, Reed. Like, this is team going, hey, you're taking out a guy that could possibly win us the game, too. So, granted, don't watch a lot of St. Louis Blues, but one of the reasons that a coach would go to such drastic measures with a pretty consistent performer by putting points up, it's obviously something on the defensive side I think that he doesn't like. And that's probably why he's sitting out.
Now, Sundqvist is sitting out too, isn't he?
Is it both those guys, Cass? Yeah, I'll trust you on that. I'm just seeing the Kyrou stuff.
I think I think I saw that Sundqvist is out as well.
Okay.
But I don't know that with certainty.
Okay. But obviously that is something to watch. I mean, it is going to be a story. What did Jeremy Rutherford say? He's pretty good with the blue stuff. Well, he's got a lot of stuff on another topic we're going to get to a little bit later on. kind of a fun one. All right. Anyway, so the quick note there with the struggling St. Louis Blues. Matt Kassian, Joaquin Gage, and Reed Wilkins. I'm in for Dustin today on Two Guys and a Goalie, presented by GS Construction. So the Oilers had this gap in the schedule. I mean, it has been a pretty busy schedule, and it's going to be really busy again. So they played Monday, Tuesday, and they don't play again until Saturday. And I'd initially heard, and like we get notifications too about the schedule for each day, but actually, so I can't remember if he was in there or somebody told me that I'd heard they were staying over in Dallas. Okay. So after Dallas's game, we get a note said Oilers schedule for Wednesday, November, whatever it was, players off. Okay. And then we got a note yesterday, Oilers schedule for Thursday, November 6th, travel day. I was like, oh, really? So I checked with someone. Is this true? This wasn't a typo or something got sent out at the wrong time. And it was like, no, that's correct. Some team building for the players today. I don't know what that involved. I did see a picture from a card and collectible store in Dallas that Wallman and Lazar visited them, and the store was like, "Hey, great to have a couple Edmonton Oilers drop by." So this is what I'm curious about, guys. And I want to ask you guys about team building activities because you might have a fun story and. Or something, or maybe Gage and I will do the trust fall. Like I'll lean back off the table here, and you can catch me. So we don't have time to practice. It's a condensed schedule. Man, we need practice. So my logical brain thought, okay, Wednesday's off and/or travel. They can't travel. Counts as a working day for them.
Yeah.
They're not on the ice Wednesday, but man, Thursday or Friday. Like Thursday, maybe there's a longer, more detailed practice. Friday's maybe a crisper one or still maybe a long one, and then it's an optional morning skate Saturday. Instead, I guess they're just going to practice tomorrow and have a morning skate Saturday. Am I, Cass, am I right to raise an eyebrow what they decided to do in terms of maybe missing a potential practice day today?
I don't think we need to raise eyebrows. I mean, you tell me that schedule, and I tell you rookie party. That's what I tell you. Number one, Dallas, a couple days. First time in the season you've had like more than a day in between games, and you got 3 of them, and you're in Dallas. That's what I hear. So, and then team building after that. Like I look at how the Oilers are playing. And I'm like, what's practice going to fix? What's practice going to fix? Like, is practice going to fix Evan Bouchard not making a play in front of the net? Is practice going to fix the team deciding to shoot when they have an opportunity? Like, maybe. But the problem isn't their physical capacity right now. The problem is their brains. And one thing they haven't had is time as a team away from the rink. They haven't had that. So if I'm the coaching staff and I'm looking at, do they deserve an extra day off? Do they deserve to go have team building? Do they deserve to have fun with a rookie party? Again, an assumption that that's what happened. No, not with their play. No, they don't. However, if I'm the coaching staff and management, and I'm looking at this going like, we need to do something to try to pull these guys together, to try to get a little bit more out of the guys. Maybe I'm letting it fly. So I don't know. I don't know. I guess I just don't have a problem with it.
I do. I have a massive problem. Okay. I don't understand.
You just don't like fun. Is that your problem? You don't like fun?
Hey, that's my department, Cass.
I am the fun police in this situation. I don't know if I'm canceling it. They're not playing to the standard that's acceptable for a team that is supposed to be challenging for the Stanley Cup at this point. It's been enough games. I'm having practices. I'm working on things. he's a smart guy. You can develop drills that maybe is geared towards muscle memory to play the right way, start forward checking the right way. How many times do you hear coaches complain, oh, we don't have a lot of practice time? Here is a perfect chance to get some practice time in. All right. Rookie party, schmookie party, right? Let's do that whenever. Who cares? This team needs to work on some things, especially from a goaltending aspect of it all. Like getting out there and having design drills to help get you out of certain things, certain bad habits, right? Like I would guess that both guys would probably like to have a little bit more practice time just to work out the kinks and start feeling the puck and in certain situations where you can drop certain drills. So yeah, I think this is a missed opportunity. If it blew my mind that they were staying first of all, and then team building, whatever
it was,
and then just flying today. Unless they are coming in here and practicing after, or maybe they practice. I don't know what it is, but you're probably right, Cass. It probably was some sort of soiree, I think, as the French call it. But poor timing for the whole situation, especially when you look to Saturday and you got a pretty good team coming in like the Colorado Avalanche.
But would this be something? Okay, again, Cass is making an assumption.
Yeah, no, we don't know.
It's an assumption
that there was maybe a team event last night, rookie party, whatever. You guys would know how this works. Would that have been planned? Like, would players look at the schedule on camp and be like, "Hey, guys, that's the night we're going to do it. Let's ask to stay an extra day." And that's like, would the players have to kind of request that and say, "We want to schedule this. Give us this night because you tell us when we're practicing the other 180 days of the season."
Usually that's
it would have been
the leadership, right?
Connor
it would have been scheduled a month.
Light my hair on fire here and get after it a little bit. Sure, why not? I guess.
Yeah, it'd be scheduled like a month in advance or so.
Okay. So
for that sort of stuff. Yeah.
And they obviously would do, if it was for the rookies, but they'd do that earlier. You'd want to probably do in the first quarter of the season.
Well, you want as many rookies on the team as possible.
Right.
Yeah, more guys to pay for it, which still to me is like the dumbest thing. It's still like the dumbest thing. It should be the veterans paying. I've always thought that was stupid. Like, why do rookies have to pay? I'm like, you got veterans that make $10 million a year every year for the last 6 years, and you're making this kid that is on an entry level contract, like
blowing
and you're making him, to pay for you to go have fun. Yeah. I never understood it. I still think it's dumb, but that's an aside. That's a different conversation for a different
Last
day.
I checked, there weren't too many sommeliers on hockey teams too. You could have got past with a couple cheeseburgers and some Julio Gallo if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I always like whenever it pops up on social media. It seems to every few years. Was it the Bruins party?
Oh, they showed the bill.
And it was like, 800 Coors Light, like it was still like they're millionaire hockey players. They just won the Stanley Cup, and it's like, no, we want the most generic, cheapest beer. Just
some hams. Actually, I didn't mind hams back in the day. It was delicious, but some cold 45s.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right, so good debate there. You can let us know what you think in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. Keep giving us a thumbs up if you're there as well. If you're listening on iHeart or tune in, great streaming apps, we appreciate that as well. Oilers' next game is Saturday against the Avalanche, 8 o'clock game. So our pregame show, hosted by Tom Gazzola, will be on at 7 p.m. on Saturday night. But I do want to ask you guys, I don't know if it's going to turn out to be a serious question or a fun question, about team building activities that aren't let's go out and party. Like, there must be other... I mean, the Oilers have had that. They did pickleball a couple of years. Yeah. That would be called the team building activity. Gage and I were half joking about the trust exercises, like one person falls backwards off a table with
like Stoff and I do before every hit.
Yeah. It's just
Stoff doesn't catch me though.
No, he's just
lets me drop.
Like, sorry, Gager, too many goals against. I was watching you at Moe's Sports Bar one night, and I said to my buddy, $5, Gager's going to make that next save, and you let it in. That kid that played for Michigan Tech in 1991.
Oh, that's good.
What were we talking about? Actual
activities.
legitimate team building activities besides let's go out and have beer together.
Okay.
What would something that would be done or something a team that you guys were on did?
Oh, I got a whole bunch.
Yeah.
I got a whole bunch.
Cass did I think it was more prevalent when you played Cass to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say most of it was centered around the previous Coors Light that Reed had mentioned that were waiting for us at an establishment that we kind of rented out. But one year we did do some it was kind of like Survivor, right? We were split into groups and climbing over walls and stuff like that. And, you had to make the human chain and, you had to figure things out as a group and you competed against the other groups and stuff. Truth be, I hated it. I didn't like it. It was muddy and gross out. I think it was raining and that's why I didn't join the military.
I'll give you a good one, as I did a lot of that stuff. So for a while in Minnesota, there was an Army guy that would run team building for us, and we do it at different locations. We do it at the start of the season, do it in training camp. You do it in Houston again if you're down in the minors. I think he's got a book. Let me see if he's got a book. Yes, he absolutely does. So it was mostly run. I hadn't read the book. I figured he released one, and he did a couple of years ago, I remember. But JB Spizzo was the name of the guy that ran it. So his book looks like it's Warrior Leadership: Steps to Success for Leaders on the something. But he's an ex-Army guy. I think it was Rangers. And he'd come in and he'd do all kinds of different stuff for us. And it got excessive. To say the least. Now there was some of the standard ones. They were kind of fun. It's like you went out with a bunch of military guys as a team, and we had to do run different missions. Because we all had with paintball stuff. So it's like you geared up in your paintball stuff. You had different missions. You had to come up with a tactical plan on how are you going to rescue the hostages, right? And there you had a team of defenders and a team. So it's like a paintball scenario, like a military training scenario. So it was fun. They gave you smoke grenades and that sort of stuff, amphibious assaults. It's like you're in a little boat, pulling up, throwing smoke as people are firing paintballs at you. So it's that stuff was fun. That stuff was great. I get that stuff. We had to pull a school bus. We had ropes tied to a school bus and the whole team. We had to stuff like that. That was the normal stuff that JP Spizzo did. Now in Houston, this is my most memorable team building experience. Now this is on another level. So it was at the rink. And so the practice rink in Houston is right off of the bayou. And so the bayou, if you're not familiar with it or with the South in the US, it's it's basically your overflow for floods in that is built into the bayous. Basically it's small things, kind of water, usually not that much water, a foot or 2 or 3 feet of water, unless it's raining like crazy and then those things fill up. Now the team building, this was the team building. So he gave us a mission, and part of the mission was we had a 45-pound, workout bar, one of those normal workout bars, and it couldn't touch the ground the entire time. So it was the whole team was going on this mission, everyone at once, and that the bar could not touch it. You could trade it, you could move it between people, but it's that bar cannot touch the ground the entire time. Fine, we can deal with that. Now the mission that we got sent on was we had to go rescue our assistant equipment manager, who was Denver Wilson, who is the son of legendary Arizona Coyotes equipment manager Stan Wilson, who's around for a long time. Stan in Denver was, so his son was our assistant equipment manager. He was a downed helicopter pilot. So we had to go rescue him and carry him back. Now, we couldn't just walk to where he was. They gave us the map, right? Showed us where he was, and it was down the bayou, about a mile away. Down helicopter pilot, we got to go save him. Got to carry this dumb weight the whole time. We have a gurney thing, so we're going to have to carry him back as a team. So we have this, we have all the things to strap into the gurney, Gonna have to do all the medical things, whatever. Come up with a plan. Who's doing what? Who's carrying what? Who's doing this? So we think we're just gonna go, and it's like the ground is soggy outside because when it rains in Houston. So we're thinking we're just gonna kind of go like run along up top the bayou. This whole thing. Nope. We get outside, and JB Spizzo makes us go in the bayou. Now, you might be asking, well, what's the big deal? This is not a creek in Edmonton, Alberta, the bayous. You have gators in bayous. You have water moccasins in bayous. You have this is Southern Texas, like rattlesnakes, and I've seen them, and you would see them. You would see, I don't remember how many times, I have family down there too. It's like we'd take the dog for a walk in the bayou that was by my uncle and aunt's place down in Houston. And they'd be like, oh, there's a water moccasin. And you just see this massive snake, and you're just like, great. That's the kind of stuff that's in there. And again, you have gators and stuff. And so we're forced to trudge a mile in probably three feet-ish of bayou water, but then you sink another foot or so because it's like mud. So it's like bugs. It smells horrible. You have no idea if there's snakes or anything. And we have to go a mile to go rescue Denver. So we do this takes us along, and we can't let the stupid thing touch the ground the whole time. So we're everyone's complaining because it's not, and they're like, oh, this is great. Everyone's mad. The second you step in, we all are wearing, you're all wearing your team gear, right? Not your hockey equipment, but you have your team workout gear on. These aren't your street clothes. It's you have your team shoes. So most teams in the NHL, you have team shoes. So you all wear, have the same shoes, pair of runners. And so we all have this stuff on, and we are in the mud in the bayou. So I don't even know how long it took, but it was miserable. And same thing, we're complaining this entire time. So we finally get to Denver. We get him on this stupid thing, and we're thinking, okay, they're going to let us carry him back up top. Everyone's covered in mud. We know instantly, we're like, well, the team's going to have to buy new shoes for everybody. Our shoes are wrecked at this point. When we get out, we're like, again, your clothes are probably wrecked because you're so covered in mud. Thankfully, no one got bit by anything that we know of at that point. And so we get Denver on this dumb gurney thing. We strap him to it. We start carrying him back. So, and lo and behold, we're not going up top. We're having to walk in the bayou again to carry him all the way back. So poor Denver, and poor Denver is where we're going. He's giggling and happy because he's dressed up as a helicopter pilot, has a pilot mask on, with a thing and the little strap across his mouth. He's just sitting there giggling, and the coaching staff and everyone is up top. They're all laughing. They think this is great. This is so much fun. Well, we're carrying Denver, and we're going, and one of the guys at the front, and I don't remember who it was because it just turned into mass chaos after this, but one of the guys at the front, all of a sudden someone yells snake. And so the first thing that happens is the guys at the front are first thing that happens is that weight bar is dropped. That's gone. That thing hit the ground faster than you can blink. And everyone is piling out of the water. Now, all the guys that held Denver, they're all going different directions because everyone's just I'm out, right? This is it. No more. You can't make us do this. This is insane. And so we're all just piling out, and we drop Denver. So now poor Denver, again, he's not strapped lightly to this gurney. He is all the way strapped in. And we abandon him because we're all thinking about our own lives and someone that thinks they saw a snake in the water. So we're all scrambling up the side of the bayou to get out. And Denver's starting to sink and is starting to scream because it's he's now in with what we think is a snake in the water. His arms and legs are strapped in. He can't get out. So it's he's thinking he's going to either get bit by a snake or drown. So it's we're inching on our bellies, trying to just pull him up enough so that we can get him, so we know his head's not going to go under, and then everyone's gone again and just leaves. And so we eventually do get him out, and we pull him up to the top, and then the leadership group with the coaches, and at that point it was it got to where our captain, the assistant captains, the coach were just no. We're not getting back in the water. We'll carry him if you want. We will walk back. That is fine. But we are not going back in that water. It is too, and it is. It's I look back at that and I'm no, there are frequently crazy kinds of snakes. Like if you ask someone that lives in Houston, like, hey, should you like trudge like a mile in the bayou? Everyone would be like, no, you're insane. Like you're going to get bit by something. You're going to get some kind of like bacterial disease. Like this is not like fresh, nice, clean, moving, running water. Like it's like the worst situation in the world. And so that was JP Spizzo and in our team building in Houston, which was there's lots of other team building we did too, stuff that was fun. And it was great. But that one was just like, I still look at that and I'm going like, that was insane. Like that was actually insane. Like I try to think of like, if Dusty tried to make you guys do, can you imagine like YouTube Trev being a down pilot and you're just like dropping him in a swamp because someone thinks they saw a snake and Dusty like makes you like, it's the most like you would like outside of the hockey world, like you do that. Like everybody's getting fired. Like you get sued by like there's not, then you think about like doing like a team building exercise in my office now. And it's like, we go play softball, right? Like, and it's optional. And it's like, and if you don't want to hit the softball, great, don't hit it. You just hang out, have fun, grab a burger, like have a hot dog, like bring your kids, whatever. It's a great time. And it's the complete opposite of that from a team building standpoint. So that's my worst one. I mean, there's other good ones too, but that one was like still sticks out in my mind is like, what is happening right now? Just trudging through a freaking bayou with snakes, dropping poor Denver, like screaming for his life because we're all scrambling out of there, screaming for our lives because someone saw what they thinks is a snake. It was ridiculous, but pretty fun.
Maybe that was it. Maybe that was the whole point of it all to begin with.
Yeah, to get us to stand up to the coaches.
When are these guys going to have enough and say we're not doing this? That was the whole point of the building. Brings the guys together to go. Yeah, you could have went no right away and they go, oh, good, these guys are really tight. You know, it took swords to the point of possible death to say, you know what, we're not doing this anymore.
That's one of the best stories I've heard. That was beautiful. We got more than we bargained for out of that one. Good stuff from Matt Kassian. Joaquin Gage is here as well. I'm Reed Wilkins in for Dustin Nielson today. Two guys and a goalie with you for a few more minutes, and then it's Gager and Hernan Salas with EST Afternoons coming up at 1. We are going to hire it or fire it for GS Construction. For over 50 years, GS Construction has been proud to serve our communities and work alongside incredible people. Every member of their team has their own story, but they all share one thing in common, a passion for the work we do. Visit gsconstruction.ca today. All right, hire it or fire it. Jordan Binnington concealing the 900-goal puck from the Washington Capitals and Alexander Ovechkin.
I'm hiring it. I thought it was hilarious. I mean, no goalie wants, because he knows he's going to be on the highlights for the rest of his life. He's immortalized. He might as well grab a souvenir from the whole thing too and not give it to Ovi. But I found it kind of funny.
I think it's hilarious. I mean, that's gamesmanship. Like, it's just funny to me. Like, that's something that I'd want to do. Is like you just sticking it a little bit.
Where's the puck? I don't know.
I don't know.
If that's like something humiliated for decades. Like no one's gonna bring. Like when's someone gonna score 900? That's gonna be on there on sport highlights forever. You're immortalized. Yeah. You might as well have that thing in your trophy case too.
Yeah. No, it's funny. Well, even if you know you're going to have to give it back, like just making everyone look for it and trying to figure out what happened. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely hilarious. Like, and again, it's different. I would say it's different. It's different if this was like the Gretzky record breaking goal. Like, I feel like that's different. Like that one, I'd be like, come on, man. Like, cause this one, it's like, it's going to Ovi. And not that the Gretzky record-breaking goal isn't going to Ovi, like that's still going to Ovi. But to me, that's like there's a tact to it where it's like this one. I'm like, that's funny. That's funny. Like I feel like I would want to do something like that to my kids, like just to mess with them, to mess with them.
You should saw it in half, give them half.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm hiring this one too, and we often complain about pro athletes in general, and maybe hockey especially, that the players don't show any personality. Yeah. I mean, Binnington kind of has always been like that. I mean, even the way he's combative or acts like he might fight anybody who scores on him sometimes. Like, I didn't mind it. And plus the fact that he's like a veteran proven goal. Like it might be different if a guy in start number 3 tried to do it and thought he was funny. It's like, come on, dude. But I even when the linesman came to him, he still should have been like, well, I can't get it now. I have to draw my pants. Like, tell Ovi after the game, he can come in, help me undress.
Give me a Rolex.
Give me a Rolex or something. So yeah, I'm hiring that. I mean, there could have been a way to do it where it might have seemed unsportsmanlike or inappropriate, but I think.
I mean, if he threw it into the stands, that I wouldn't have.
Or was like
right?
mouthing off about it, but he was. Yeah,
but if I thought it would like the only other goalie I would think that would do something like that would maybe be Fleury, right?
Yeah,
like
that's the name that popped into my head.
He would grab it and try not to give it back.
Yeah, like it has to be an experience. I was going to say older, but it's not just age, but an experienced, decorated or well-established goalie.
Exactly.
That Ovechkin would probably go up to and be like, okay, that was actually pretty funny. So that I don't mind moments like that. I'll switch sports for the other hire it or fire it. You will pay more attention to Blue Jays moves this offseason than you have years in the past.
Hire it. I'm fully invested.
Fire it. I'm going to be about the same. Like I still like the Jays. I still probably won't watch until playoffs. I just don't have the time. It's not because I don't like baseball. It's not because I don't like the Jays, but my capacity is like, if I'm going to pay more attention to the Jays and their offseason moves and like dig into that and rosters and league movings and all that, it's like I'm giving something else up. From a time standpoint. And I'm like, I can't. Emotionally, I can't. Mentally, I can't. So I'm happy for people that do, but not me.
I would say hired for me. This run pulled me back into baseball quite a bit. And I used to be quite interested. I mean, when there was the Expos and Blue Jays, I think this will make me both professionally and personally follow things a little more closely. Now, once next season starts, will I watch a lot of regular season games? Probably not. But again, it's what Cass said. There's as much as, I like sports and I'm very lucky to work in covering sports for a living. Yeah. There is a capacity away from work. Like someone said to me, like, Reed, you like football. Why don't you watch more NCAA? I'm like, because if I'm giving up time on a Sunday to watch an NFL game or two and I got Elk season tickets and I like watching the CFL, I can't give up Saturday to watch a quadruple header of NCAA. like I'm doing the laundry in my house, everybody. Like I was breaking the leaves. Nobody's coming to do that. Like stuff needs to get done. But I think from an off-season standpoint, I'll be a little more into who might resign or move on or things like that. But I get where you're coming from. But I think Cass might be a lot of people who were pulled in. Maybe they won't be pulled in again unless they're in the playoffs again. We'll see, which is fine. However you want to be a fan. Yeah,
I might be after, first 5 games. I might be like Denver in the mud and just.
Like that was such a conflict. Like it sounded like a video game. It's like, hey, we got to reach this objective point, and then but it's like where you're always failing and starting over. Oh, we dropped the bar. We got to go back to the
too bad. One of those those shows, Hard Knocks, and that was what they filmed, Cass. If it was actually,
you couldn't. I mean, you couldn't. Like you would.
It would be hilarious.
You couldn't. I can't remember what the name of it is. Like, and the thing. Here's the thing: is like you would see in this area, like when you're driving around. So it's like in the Sugar Land area in Houston, or just outside of Houston. So it's a suburb. And it's like you would see gators across the road every once in a while. Like you'd see a gator just rip across the road, and you'd be like, "Oh, there's a gator." Right? Like you would see that not too far from there. So it's close to where we live. And I can't the name of it's eluding me in this moment. But like there's a gator park, and it's like it's where all the gators hang out, and it's just like and there's water moccasins everywhere. It's just the absurdity of what we had to do in that is just still so insane. Like I actually don't know how they didn't, maybe they did get in trouble. Like I don't know how. Yeah. I don't know. It's like we're all probably
extreme. Yeah.
We're too scared to report it to the PHPA, which is like the AHL union. Cause it's like, then I'm never going to get called up again. So I'm not going to be the guy that reports it. So
how come half your team has pneumonia and snake bites? No idea. All right,
those
Cass,
2 guys we sent down. Oh, they're in the bayou.
Are you on Saturday night, Cass, with Tommy?
No, I'm not. My wife has a big event thing, so I'm being a voluntold. That's
good. Okay,
that's what I call it. So
we'll see you next time here. I guess Monday's game you'll be on. Tuesday is the next 2 guys and a goalie. Gage, you're sticking around with Hernan for EST Afternoons. I will be back with Jay Milne for the Reed Wilkins Show at 3 o'clock. Have a great afternoon.